don't know if you know this, but Macy the Wonder Dog got a bath yesterday. Was it yesterday or the day before yesterday? It was the day before yesterday.
That must have been awesome.
Oh, man. I have the Wow dog groomers, the mobile dog groomers come. Got her little nails trimmed. She had a spa day. Nails trimmed, little bath. She smells all good. Look at her all happy over there. Hey, everybody. Welcome back to the Halloween edition of
Espookys Talk.
That's right, guys. Your favorite spooky podcast is back and on a magical night of Halloween.
Boo.
My name's Arturo, and I'm here as always, the brujaha of all brujahas, Eva.
Welcome back. Well, it's Halloween, but let's jump into Espookys Talk Cosmic Forecast.
Yeah.
Love the little chimes.
I turned it on.
Even the ghosts are in. So all you spooky souls out there, you know what this means on this lovely Halloween. The veil is thin. And we're going to get a lot of visitors. You could say that the past, present, and future are going to align as one. It's a great time to remember those that have passed on. If you are Mexican, hopefully you've already created your altar, decorated with cempasúchil, their favorite food.
The ofrenda.
The ofrendas. And all the beautiful pictures. Please pick good ones, so your ancestors will come and actually visit you. Don't offend them. Well, with that being said, it's important to know that the moon's going to be in Pisces, which is bad news. Our emotions are going to be high. We're going to be intuitive, so we'll be able to see the spirits if you concentrate. But we'll feel like it's all a dream, which could be a good thing, unless it's a nightmare.
Oh.
So use that energy out there in the world, but you're going to be a little nostalgic, which is nice, remembering all the good times, which is why I said the past, the present, and the future will align, because we're also going to be a little sensitive. So if your enemy works with you, be kind. Don't let their negativity affect you.
Never.
But communication is going to feel a little haunted, meaning that when you go to have a conversation with anybody, it's not going to go very well. So keep that in mind. Maybe speak a little softly, a little more emotional, with love in the heart. So yeah, that's all that we have. It's more about transformation within yourself, being aware that how you say things, your tone, really shines out through your heart. You're pretty much projecting how other people are talking to you because your intuition's high. I mean, the veil is thin, so it's a great time to honor those that have passed on. And if you are single and ready to mingle, get out there. It's Friday. If you have a crush, get at them, because the sun in Scorpio says, don't worry about your shadows. Today's the day you shoot your shot. Make it happen.
Boom.
And with that, we're concluding this wonderful message from all the ghosts out there in the world. And it states this: trust your intuition, protect your peace, and remember, not all ghosts are here to scare you. Some are just here to guide you home. And that concludes our cosmic forecast.
Nice. I like that.
Doesn't that resonate?
Yes. Guide you home.
Guide you home, just like they're coming home, right?
Yeah.
To visit.
I love it. What's really funny is that I build an altar just about every year. And this year, I don't think we're going to make it out to where my dad is laid to rest, but I think we're going to build an altar at school of all places.
Ooh.
Yeah. It's going to be interesting.
Within the community?
Within the community. But I'm going to make sure, I always make sure to put it up.
That's awesome.
Yeah, it's going to be awesome.
It's colorful, right?
Oh, it's amazing. If you guys don't know the cultural significance of Dia de los Muertos, maybe we'll do an episode on it, because it's amazing, and it actually makes me feel, I don't know, closer to those who have passed, even though they're not with us. They're always going to be with us. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
I love it. I love that tradition.
I also love that it's like a week-long event.
Mm-hmm.
And each day is specific
Yeah,
to things.
has a different representation, right?
Right.
Yes.
So,
I love it.
And that it starts off with October 27th being the day of honoring your pets.
Yes.
Because, they're like our spirit guides.
Of course. Alebrejes.
I know, they're so cute.
They are so cute.
It's the best.
Yeah. Next time, guys. Next time.
We got to honor firulais.
What?
Back in the day, little history here.
Is that when Johnny was singing? Do you remember that? He busted out the ukulele. Oh, come on. Don't lie. I know you've got video of that. Johnny, if you're out there, we talk about that often. It was awesome.
No, it was a really good song and accurate at some point. But yeah, it's interesting because every Mexican will be like, oh, tráete el firulais, which is like their random dog, stray dog that they adopted. But they're trying to say free of lice, because when they would come over from Mexico to the United States to work, in any agricultural work, the Border Patrol would be like, is your dog free of lice? And they'd be like, yes, firulais.
Firulais.
I just think that's really funny.
Oh, man.
I'm going to bring it up every chance that I get.
I think we should get Johnny to come back and actually sing the song on. I think you guys all need to hear it.
He owes it to our spooky souls.
He owes it to the spooky souls.
They need it.
Oh, man. Halloween. I love it. Here we go, guys, because I have been thinking a lot about something that you specifically told me. You said once that there's something about like magic and witchcraft. You said that it was nothing more than manipulation of energy.
But it truly is.
That's what I'm saying.
To be an alchemist.
Yeah. And you said that anyone could achieve stuff with practice, because we all know energy is infinite and everyone has the ability to, we're all made up of energy.
Do you remember going to like Wally World? That's what I call Walmart. And they had those little balls with all the electricity.
Yeah.
And then because our body is, I don't know if we're negative or positively charged. Somebody hit me up in the comments with the science facts. But like we touch it and we interact with that.
Yeah. I think I have one.
Somewhere?
No, I think it's in the garage.
In storage?
At the other house.
Dude, that's awesome.
Yeah, I'll have to bring it in.
But that's what I'm saying. Like that we are all energy. Therefore, energy can be manipulated. I mean, look at all the laws of physics.
Absolutely.
So with that, you add intent, and now you're doing witchcraft.
Boom. Boom.
And so I see more similarities with that in the way I was brought up, right? With prayer.
Yes.
You can do anything with intention.
You mentioned also about prayer, that especially in the Catholic religion, that it's chanting with intent, which is basically attempting to manipulate energy.
Yes.
I'm not calling it witchcraft. I'm just saying there's an intent there for the manipulation.
Right. And I mean, it's a ritual for prayer.
Yes.
Like think of all, okay, you walk into the Catholic Church. Mm-hmm. These are all facts.
Facts.
Okay, that I grew up with. You walk into the Catholic Church and you essentially cleanse yourself because they have holy water entering, at the beginning as you enter. And then there's an altar up above everyone, right? In which the priest speaks from. And so I just really think that that's how the Spanish and, our indigenous people, because there are so many different types, so I can't pinpoint just one, came together. Like there were some commonalities. So I think it's just very interesting. As a mestizo person, right? A mixed people between those two cultures of Europe and indigenous, that our Mexican people are just a blend of things. It's very interesting.
It is interesting.
And they go to different regions and they practice different things. And then we end up with healers.
Yes. Healers and shaman and yes.
And so where am I going to? What am I alluding to? The fact that we have brujas.
There you go. And it's funny. Espookys Talk has a resident bruja right here at the table, chopping it up with you guys. We're going to be able to go into quite a bit of things because I was thinking about you this particular Halloween. And that's why we're discussing witches, brujas.
Oh, well, thank you.
People who are who have the ability, who have practiced the ability, however you guys want to just call it, to manipulate energy and to have their own rituals and things and things that they do for whatever reason. What's crazy though is I was reading a lot about this, guys. I was reading a lot. I would think about this a lot, and I was reading about white magic and black magic and different things. And where does it come from? And ancient civilizations. I mean, everything. Witchcraft traces its roots all the way back to those ancient civilizations like Mesopotamia, which is modern day Iraq, Egypt, Greece, Rome. The magic and stuff was integral part of their religious and daily lives.
Right.
And it all stems from there. Witchcraft and shamanistic beliefs. It's in almost every culture.
Right.
Every culture of the world.
And so a lot of it was passed down from women to women, and it was word of mouth. Mm-hmm. So, like if you listen to old wives' tales or grandmother's advice, it all came down from more of the indigenous side, I would say, where they would use home remedies in order to heal you. And because people at the time didn't have the knowledge to understand what was happening or explain it, they would call it witchcraft.
Yeah. And
so it was scary. People are afraid of the unknown. And I've mentioned that to our listeners many times.
For sure. And they were doing things along those lines, right? So those rituals and stuff to ward off evil spirits, protect people. Priests practiced protective magic, merging their divine powers and their sorcery, to maintain balance in the society. Witches are depicted in a couple of different ways, though. We were talking about earlier, right? They're one hand, they're powerful and grand. I was reading about Circe, a Greek goddess who could transform men into animals. Crazy stuff. And on the other hand, witches are also portrayed as those malevolent old women bent over the cauldrons, crafting curses and potions and stuff. And that's what kind of creeped into pop culture and is in movies and things like that. And
like hocus pocus.
Yes. And it's super strange that that's the stereotypical part that stuck around. I guess it's because it's the most different, intriguing. I don't know.
Well, think about it. Like fear lasts longer.
True.
Than joy.
Yes.
Or, it's not as fun.
It's such a good way of saying it. It's
the witch who lives in the cottage out in the forest.
Yes.
Who's super scary.
Yes.
Who eats children and all their crazy things, right? Like that's more fun. That's a better story to be telling our children so that they don't go into the forest.
It's true though.
And people's homes.
You mentioned that once before, that a lot of tales and stuff and folklore and things were based off of controlling the fear.
Right.
Go to bed. If not, the cuckoo's going to get you. Do you know what I mean? Don't go down by the river at night. La Llorona's out there, so.
I mean, think about like the Salem witch trials, right?
Yes.
And I know I'm jumping around a little bit, but I have a point, I promise. I'll connect the dots at the end in a grand reveal. But the fact that they were independent women, right? And women couldn't own land. Well, if we deem her unfit because, she didn't have an oldest son, right, to pass the land on to, then we can take her land. So it was more of, it was like a control thing, right?
Yes.
Like, let's deem her unfit, insane, lock her up, take her land.
Yeah.
And it worked.
That's
the crazy part. It worked. So at some point, I think the women started to get really smart and use the fear to their advantage. But unfortunately, if they lived in certain places, they paid the price.
They did. And it's crazy because with the rise of Christianity, witchcraft became like a dangerous practice. Witches were seen as evil and things like that. And in reality, they were just independent and practicing their own beliefs, you know? And that
Right.
I think it comes from that kind of thing. And I was reading something the other day, guys, and I made a little note. Don't think I remember all the dates, but I made a little note.
That's okay.
That in 1484, Pope Innocent VIII condemned witchcraft as a form of direct challenge to Christian teachings.
Okay, so before that, it was all good.
I don't know.
Isn't that interesting? Like,
Really?
that it wasn't, you know.
But that's what called for the persecution of witches. You know, it was very significant, and it was a tragic turning point, and it formalized the connection between witchcraft and the devil is basically what was going on.
Right. And truly said, okay, this is evil.
Yes.
Anything tied to paganism.
Yeah. You know, it's all about that fear, just like you said, because thousands of people were accused of witchcraft. They were tortured and executed. And, you know, there was a couple of different, I don't really remember. I was reading about it. Some pretty infamous witch trials. One was in Germany, one was in England, but basically the examples of how witchcraft accusations like stem from those fears, but also personal grievances. You know what I mean? Like, hey, that person has something I want or that I don't have, the haves and the have-nots, just like you were saying, right?
Right.
And, well, I'll just accuse them of something.
Yeah, or because they're different.
100%.
Like, I'm really sure that this Pope was like, "Ooh, I need to help thy brother in need who wants more land." And so these people are different, so we're going to deem them evil because their culture is different. And I don't know it, I don't understand it. Rather than trying to learn it or understand it, just no, evil, gone.
Done.
Not like me.
Done.
Not like me, therefore must be a foe. Like, again, we've evolved into learning about different cultures and finding commonalities rather than stating our differences. But that wasn't always the case.
You say difference. And what I think that they had an issue with is defiance. You know what I mean? Like prosecution of witches driven by fear, superstition, but more the desire to protect the established religious order. Like what I say is right and what you're doing is wrong. Do you know what I mean? It was just defiance. Oh, if you're not going to follow us, then we're going to point the finger.
Yeah, you have to get in line.
Ugh. See?
That's crazy.
I'm telling you. King James I of England also played a really crucial role in all this stuff. I was reading about his obsessions with witchcraft that began with a personal encounter. It was like he was, I don't know, trying to get with someone in Denmark. I don't remember the name.
That's all right.
But severe storms wrecked the fleets of ships of his that were actually going to get this chick and bring her to England. And what he did was he interpreted all of those events as the work of witches, acting under the influence of the devil.
What?
I'm telling you. And that solidified his conviction that witches can manipulate natural elements and storms and use them as tools of destruction. Like, it's just craziness.
I mean, but he is a little right. Like, in the sense that, like, I don't know. Okay, I could only share what I do in my practice because everyone's witchcraft is different.
Please
Some
do.
have like deities that they follow, right? Like Hecate and, you know, all of these other beings to help them with their craft. But I personally just resonate with myself and trying to improve myself and things that I've learned from my grandmother and my aunt. Not my mom because she doesn't believe in it. And that's okay, Mom. Everyone has their own path, right?
It's okay.
But I think it's, and through dreams and interpretations, like it that has been my path. But I know that it's being one with nature. And like, hug a tree. I dare you to go hug a tree and then tell me how you feel. You're going to feel better.
I spoke to a tree once for a couple of hours, but I think I was under the influence. Does that count?
But sure, we'll take it because I'm sure you felt better. Like think of all the people who are like super stressed and then they go on a hike and they
True.
report like, I feel better. Of
True.
course, like the exercise itself is awesome, but just being around nature makes you feel better.
It's got to be a combination.
Like go to a park, to and just sit there, like no exercise induced, right? And you still feel better because you are surrounded by nature than being in an office all day.
Maybe King James should have tried that because, I don't know, he helped lend the legitimacy to that fear. And he had some writings and stuff that laid a foundation that was so widespread that it caused the witch hunts and some of the trials in the American colonies even. Salem and New England were based off of his findings. His I wouldn't say findings, but like, his literature, things that he wrote.
What if he was just scorned by women and he was just like upset?
He was upset that he didn't get this chick he wanted.
Like,
that's just, it's not right.
And again, it's what you mentioned. It's the fact that these women were not submissive to the man's control because, strong, independent women are to be feared.
Yeah.
At the end of the day, they are to be feared because they can do anything.
It's interesting. It's interesting stuff because you keep talking about these women being strong and proud and all these things. And I agree, because some of their common themes across all these different cultures are things like healers and midwives. Witches were.
Arturo, let's go back to the OG witch.
Okay.
This would be Lilith, the first wife of Adam, who said, nah, bruh, I'm not, I want to make sure I'm reaching all the audiences out there. She said, no, thank you. I am not here to serve you. We are supposed to be a true partnership. We are supposed to collaborate and work together. And so she decided, no, I deserve better. And he then got Eve.
Yeah.
And again, she's a creation of life, which is still a beautiful thing. But she's a depiction of he would be the provider and he would be the homemaker, right?
Yeah.
And so it's more of these traditional roles. Whereas Lilith was like, no, we can both do everything. So I just think it's interesting.
It is interesting.
Because it still applies today.
It does. It does. I have a question for you.
Okay.
How did the association of witches and animals come about? I only say that because I read a little thing about how a lot of different types of animals are literally like
familiars, what they work with.
Yeah, picture this. It's Halloween,
right?
So when you see pictures of a witch, what's right next to it?
Black cat.
What about toads? They're always going like, ooh, eye of toad and blah blah blah, right?
Yeah,
and
but the toad is always often depicted like a curse.
What about serpents and things like that?
Well,
bats.
Unfortunately, all these animals that you're now naming off have a negative connotation.
Do they?
Yeah, so those would all be cursed. But I think it just depends on the practicing witch. So these would be familiars, right?
Yes.
They're there to help you. And I don't know if you've ever seen black cats. They like to stare off into things. I think they see spirits.
Our next door neighbor has a black cat.
And I bet it sees spirits.
Its name is Peppa.
Oh, how cute.
Not really.
Shout out to Peppa.
Hey, Peppa. If you hear me through the wall.
Meow, meow.
Meow, meow.
But if you watch and again, we're going to use TV references because I think there's a little bit of truth to this media of art, right? Sabrina, the
Teenage Witch.
Yes, but it's like the thrilling adventure. Make sure you ask your parents for consent to watch. Because it is darker. So it is more like older teen appropriate, I would say. But she says actual spells in this series.
Interesting.
Yeah. Like when she gets hexed by other witches, she jumps in the shower and she uses salt and she's rubbing it against her skin and she's asking the water to wash it away.
Interesting.
And so they say that some hexes you can't wash away. and they lead you to your end.
A lot of these things take me back to a lot of things that we've already talked about on this podcast. Like,
right.
We were talking about the fact that I watched too many movies once, because I do. And I was talking about the skeleton key, which some people were like, I can't believe you brought that up. Hey, you know what? I like what I like. But the part that I do like, those little things, was when she went into the shop, right, to purchase these things. And she came back with a spell and things, just like you're saying, to wash away this curse.
Right.
You know? And I know that the reason I bring that up is because everything's every single culture has a version, you know, of this. Call it spells, call it witchcraft, call it whatever you want, but there's a version in every culture.
Yeah.
Super interesting to me.
It is super interesting. I mean, I think the one commonality between our European descendants and our native descendants are that they used herbs. Mm-hmm. Right? Like, whether it was through teas, like they knew that plants had a healing properties.
I love it.
They knew this.
And then you roll into the 20th and 21st centuries, and witches became like central figures in all this pop culture. You know, they're in books, they're in films. Things that I only think of that because Lori and I were sitting on the couch the other day and we were flipping through, and I started watching all these, you know, because it's Halloween, right?
Right.
So all the crazy horror movies and stuff. And there's just so much out there. But then you have famous stories that transcend through time, like The Wizard of Oz and Harry Potter, you know, which they portray witches and magic and stuff as misunderstood beings.
Yeah. And like there's a school, an academy. Mm-hmm. And just Harry Potter is really awesome. They do a great job of like making it like a whole society. And, you know, the people that are Mongols, right? They're half and half. And it's a whole world, right? You have to buy into the fantasy. But that would be awesome.
Yeah.
If it's real, please invite me.
But then just like, for real, right? And then just like you mentioned, Hocus Pocus, those kind of representations of those type of movies, they lean more into like the exaggerated depiction of witches.
Right.
Which is kind of a trip to me.
And then we jump into, you know, I had a friend tell me, is it offensive when I call you a bruja? I go, no, not at all. I think it would depend on who you're speaking to, right? Like, to me, you're just reminding me of strong, independent women.
Yes.
That for standing up for what they believed in were burned at a stake.
Yes.
And to be able to take that power back is awesome.
That's why witches have become symbols. Empowerment, independent, resilience. Absolutely.
But I can see how, like, because in pop culture they're depicted as like ugly beings and evil and malicious, that it could be offensive to some people.
No, I get it.
But I'm choosing to see it the other way.
You know? I love that.
And so for all of you out there listening to us, join me in on changing that. It's true.
I agree. And you know, there are stories and stuff, even in our area. I know I mentioned this before, guys. We're in Mountain View, California. That's the Bay Area, you know, just south of San Francisco by about 45 minutes. But there's a lot of history and stories and folklore just in our area alone. Mm-hmm. Have you ever heard of the White Witch?
I have not.
Wow.
Tell me about her. I'm hoping she's good, because, if she's a white witch... You know, like, white symbolizes like purity and cleansing, and like in white candle magic, it's often used as like the infinite candle. It can represent any color if you don't have the color that you need. So I'm interested.
Well, I'm not sure, but let me tell you. They say that it's up among the hills above Somerville Road. That's in Antioch, California. There's a place that whispers of secrets. The air's thick. Mystique of the past, you know. It's the home of a legendary cemetery and the haunting tale of the White Witch. It's a figure that sends shivers down the spines of those who tread those grounds. Basically, back in the 1870s, when the coal mines up on Somersville Road were bustling with life, there was a story of Mary, who was a nanny, and she was accused of sorcery. She was dubbed the White Witch. And
okay, I'm very interested because now we've talked about cities that have mines, and we've talked about all the visitors that come with that, but the nanny tying into this and accused of sorcery, what did she do?
The problem is Mary was the nanny of the minor children, and the accusations of witchcraft and things like that kind of intertwined, because unfortunately there were some deaths of the children under Mary's care.
Oh, see. Okay, this can go so many ways. Okay.
There's conflicting stories that, she was a compassionate caregiver and things like that, but that the sorcery and things like that might have been the responsible party of the demise of those innocent souls. That's the story.
Oh, you know what? But this is a great starting point.
No, I'm telling you.
Now we have to go and investigate it, because now I'm thinking, okay, like...
I'll take you.
Did she...
I'll take you. Lori, pack up the car. It's Halloween, but we're going.
Because I'm thinking to myself that, like, she either was, like, I believe the proper term is a Harlem. Like, she was probably chasing someone's man and not, being a homewrecker.
Maybe.
That's the nice way to say it. And someone got upset and, like, tainted her name. And, back then in society, you didn't have to really prove anything. As long as you riled up enough people and upset them, you can make things happen.
Super true.
So I'm thinking that, or, like, maybe she did terrible things. Maybe she wasn't a good nanny. We don't know.
But they do say that if you travel those roads, that you can see the White Witch, that she'll be on the road, and she'd possibly even get into a car. They say a couple of eyewitnesses, they picked her up and she was in the back seat, and they would drive speaking, and they would look in the rearview mirror and there'd be no one in the car anymore.
See, we got to go test that.
Is that residual energy? Is that, who knows? Is that her being able to manipulate energy to stick around? Do you know what I mean? I don't know.
I mean,
don't know. If
she hops in our car, I'm gonna question her. I gotta know. Maybe that's what she's waiting for, to be heard.
Maybe
to give her justice so she can finally rest in peace, or maybe she's stuck here. But I think it's worth finding out. Putting it on the to-do list.
There you go.
I mean, but it's interesting that okay, so she appears in white, right? So that's why she's the White Witch, right? That's how her name came. That just reminds me of the brujas in Mexico when they show up as lechuzas, right? And it's always a white owl.
Oh, I remember you telling me about this. Tell us all.
Okay, so in Mexico, they believe that when an owl shows up to your home and it's not nighttime, so during the day, because owls are nocturnal, during the day, that it's a bad omen, and that someone casted witchcraft on you, and now there's a witch keeping an eye on you, so that the witch can transform into an owl, right? And so then I mentioned how there's a really cool video of one going to church,
yes,
and they were singing and it was vibing.
Yes.
And
I saw that video because you showed it to me. It was awesome.
You need to search this video. It's really funny. But of course, like, to their culture, their society, it's a bad omen. So they just kept singing louder, and maybe it was the vibrations of the music. I don't know if owls I'm not an owl expert, so I don't know if they can actually, like, hear the music.
If there's any owl experts out there, hit us up.
Because I got an owl, right? But I'm assuming that I could feel the vibrations of the music. And so they just kept playing louder. So it kept vibing harder. And by vibing, I mean it was dancing rhythmically to the music, which was very interesting. So maybe it was a witch. But at least she went to church.
So correct me if I'm wrong. This is a witch that can transform into an owl?
Correct. That's what the legend says.
Wow. I'm gonna have to look some of that stuff up.
Which I think is amazing. But, and again, I'm not quite sure where it started, but that is the common belief. Like, if you see an owl during the daytime, it's most likely a witch.
Wow.
And in this scenario that I just shared, it was a witch that went to church.
So
it can't be evil, is what I'm getting to.
So as you're speaking, I'm kind of doing my own little research over here.
Adding to the research? Because we got to know. We asked the question.
You know, because I need to know. And if it can transform, I mean, it says that it refers to a Mexican and South Texas folklore about a shape-shifting witch who can transform into a giant owl-like creature with a human face to prey on unsuspecting victims, especially those who are disobedient, abusive, or drunk.
Sounds like a strong, independent woman to me.
Either that, or it sounds like people telling you, go to bed or the cuckoo's going to get you.
Right.
But it says that the creature lures people out by mimicking a crying baby. And that when people come out, boom.
There she is.
Boom.
Wow. Just waiting for them.
Wow.
Can you imagine, like, you see, like, the face of a beautiful woman? Then it's an owl. Then, you're in trouble.
It reminds me.
Like a big owl.
Because on the last episode, everybody go back to the last episode. I was talking about some crazy things from Alabama. And one of them was the wolf woman.
Right.
Same thing. A beautiful face of a woman, the body of a wolf.
Whoa. See, why are there commonalities?
There's always commonalities. There's always, everything's interconnected. Man.
Interesting.
Well, it is Halloween. And my next door neighbor on their door has a bunch of vampires, like Dracula. And I remember you telling me also a different story, folklore. And I couldn't pronounce that to save my life, about the vampire witch. That was half vampire, half witch. Do you remember telling me that?
I do remember that. But see, like, we talked about all these half breeds, and I mean, go back to our episodes, and you will hear how there's like half werewolf, half vampire, and it's just like so interesting. Like, can we start getting pictures and videos, please? Like,
I know, right? Something, because this vampire witch, and again, I'm not even going to attempt the name. Te-yo-yo-ku-kani. I don't know. But it was definitely, the description was a creature that was described as a blood-sucking witch. A blood-sucking witch.
Oh, but like, how is that different from chupacabras?
Well, because it was a witch, not a dog.
Yeah, but what if she can transform
I
like
mean,
the other one?
Shape-shifting is a big thing in a lot of these legends and folklore, and every culture has shape-shifting things as well. Think about it, guys. Look back. Go through. Check it out. Because we kept talking about, Lori and I were in Louisiana talking to that guy about the rougarou, which is a shape-shifting creature. You know, we were talking to those guys when we were in Nevada, and they were talking about the shapeshifters in Arizona and stuff. Do you remember that?
Yeah.
So there was so many different things, guys. Like,
So I want to add to La Lechuza, right? The witch that can transform into a giant owl.
Yes.
If we want to summon her, we just have to whistle 3 times.
No. Absolutely not, people. Stop whistling. I hear you from here.
No, I'm serious. As people whistle 3 times to summon her, but be aware, she may answer. I think on this day of all days, when the veil is thin, this might be what I will be doing after this episode.
Oh, man.
I mean, and then they, in Aztec and Mayan symbolism, many brujas see serpents in their dreams as spirit guides. I wonder if that's connected to Lilith, which is also depicted to say that she used snakes in her witchcraft.
Wow.
What if she sent the serpent that told Eve to eat the apple?
Yeah.
What if it's all her fault? Tell me that doesn't add up.
I mean, it kind of does. When 2 + 2 is 4, you got to be like, there might be a little something, something.
Right? So you asked me earlier.
Yep.
What all the animals could mean.
Yes.
Right? All the familiars and how
Yes.
they help witches. So the black cat, the iconic one, psychic protection and sorcery, right? The owl is more of a messenger between worlds. But to most, it's an omen, right? But isn't that kind of the same thing? Just the omen means that it's bad. The snake, transformation, earth wisdom. Earth wisdom. So earthly wisdom. Think about that. The tree of knowledge
Yep.
had this snake. I'm just saying, a lot of connections here. The dog, right, is a guardian of souls, the underworld guide.
Just like Macy the Wonder Dog. Every time someone comes to the door, she guards. Right.
Of course.
She's asleep on the floor right now, guys.
Oh, so cute. And then ravens and crows are the psychic link, and they are a form of communication.
I love it.
I mean, it makes sense.
It does make sense.
What is it that you're trying to accomplish? Because these would be really good helpers.
Oh, man. There's so many different, tales and stories of different witches and stuff. I'm just kind of flipping through a few of these, and maybe we'll have to save it for another time, but La Maltos, a 17th century legend from San Luis Potosi about a powerful woman who was sentenced to death by witchcraft but escaped by using her magic. I don't know.
But what kind of magic?
I don't know.
That is amazing.
The Witch of Alcuco, the legend of a woman in the state of Mexico who became resentful after being ostracized. She was accused of kidnapping children.
Oh, that's awful.
And then was confronted by villagers.
Because it didn't take a lot to rile people up.
No. There's just so many different stories. And those are, again, I'm Mexican, you're Mexican, The thing is that I'm going over a bunch of these things that are from Mexico, but they are in every single culture.
Yeah.
I've talked to somebody who was Filipina, and she was telling me about, man.
The same.
We're the same people.
Yeah. Except they lived on an island.
Seriously.
We were conquered by the same people.
Because true that. But just everything, it all kind of went together.
I mean, but think about it. That's why we have so many commonalities with the Philippine people, because they're conquered by the same people, so similar, oppressed by them, and then told these are the things you have to believe in. And yet our stories kind of line up. Interesting. There's something there. Maybe. Someone's gonna share it in the comments.
There you go. I really think that we should actually do another episode,
like a follow-up
on witches and things like that from the different cultures.
Because today I just stirred the culture.
You did. You got my mind going. I want to look up so many different things and start reading so many different things because, I tell you all the time that I'm pretty confused when it comes to all of this. And I have family members who have some type of psychic type powers, and things with my tia and my cousin. And I have friends who practice things, my co-host, you know what I mean? Things like that. But there's so many things that I've had experiences with, just slight things, nothing crazy, but it always gave me a sense that something else was out there. Something else is going on. Right. And when we started first talking about this before we even started a podcast, that was the original connection. I was like, oh, she knows. She I sensed it.
And it's so interesting because like I say all the time, like we bring up old points because it all ties into our journey, right? And our journey is to discover the truth in things that are legends, that are things that are just passed down from, word of mouth. Where's the original meaning? Why is this something that's talked about in multiple cultures? And this whole time while we're recording this awesome podcast, I can't stop thinking about how witches always have a cauldron. And that made me think about, like, what if it was just somebody's mom or somebody's grandmother making a caldo? You laugh, but I'm super serious. Like, think about it.
I'm laughing because it's so
true. Making an olla
oh man
of
no
pozole.
I've got to tell you.
And maybe they were wearing like the rebozo and they chose a black one and now it's a bruja.
Dude, my mom is from Aguililla, Michoacan. And I have visited a couple of times, and you said that, and all I was picturing was my grandmother standing outside with a large caso, right?
Right.
And a big wooden palo, then stirring up some stuff because there are 14 people to feed. You know what I mean? So it has to be a large amount of whatever she was cooking.
Right.
And that's the image that went in my head, like literally around a fire outside and cooking.
And wearing dark clothing or clothing that was foreign to me.
Whatever, right? Oh, man.
Maybe I didn't have great eyesight.
I don't know. Maybe they get the prescription checked on their glasses.
But no, I'm speaking about the person who started the...
No, that's what I'm saying. They need to go to lens crafters and get some new glasses, man.
They didn't have that then.
Maybe they just weren't invited.
The bifocals weren't working. They didn't tilt them right.
Oh man, this is gonna need a follow-up episode, guys.
But I'm telling you, like, they were making food. It was probably looked weird. But I mean, cauldron, like, it's there.
There it is. I'm telling you, follow-up episodes, guys.
The fear of strong, independent women.
And not being invited over to Sunday dinner.
Men needing control and taking over their lands because women didn't have rights.
Men in power. Men influencing people's thoughts and things like that, like King James and what he wrote. And because he was scorned, you know what I mean? Like, because they did something, he couldn't understand what happened. So he had to blame people for it, for his own misery.
I mean, I want all the history buffs out there in the world to tell me about civilizations that had strong, independent women that still exist today.
Hey guys, if you have any information on that or anything that we're talking about, because this is actually pretty good, we're going to have a follow-up episode.
Because I'm telling you, like, I really want to know, like, other than where Macy comes from, which is Wonder Woman land, right? On her planet at the Amazonia, I think it's called. Like, there's only boat women, right?
Right.
But I'm just curious to see if that ever existed.
And if you have any information on that, guys, email us. You can always email us at Espookys Talk. That's ESPOOKYSTALK @gmail.com. Or, of course, right there in our bio, there is a link that says to share your stories and stuff with us because I am dying to learn more about this.
Also, if you got any information to share about your witchcraft that you'd like me to share with all the spooky fans out there, or if you want to educate me because I said something wrong, still hit me up. I say bad publicity is still publicity.
You make a really good point. Because I have a feeling that there are people out there that have their own practices and stuff, and I would love to hear from them. Because
I've heard people say, like, TikTok videos and stuff of people sharing their craft. Mm-hmm. They'll say, like, my Nana always told me,
yes,
this X, Y, and Z, right? Mm-hmm. And I'm just like, see, like, word of mouth, but like, why do we do that? Like, for example, if you're home today with all our heightened emotions that our cosmic forecast predicted just feels off, make a simmer pot It's as simple as taking up space so that the spirits have to stay away. Like if a spirit got in that you didn't want in there and you're having a hard time having them leave, simmer pot with cinnamon, sliced up apples, oranges, pretty much like look around, see what's like leaving. Your house will smell amazing.
Sounds delicious.
It smells amazing. It's very similar to Mexican ponche, except you're not going to drink it.
Right.
I mean, you technically could if you wanted to. Little cloves. It's just very aromatic, and you're taking up the space.
Interesting.
So it doesn't always have to be burning something.
There you go.
But think about it. How many times did Abuelita make a simmer pot? It wasn't something you drank, but the house smelled so good.
Yeah. Yeah, I do have memories like that.
And it's just like, why do we do that?
They knew something I didn't know.
Right? And it was like a way to cleanse the house, to make it smell good. And then we didn't have, because they didn't have like plug-in things to make your house smell good.
No.
Who knows what chemicals in there?
True that.
Go back. It all goes back to nature, because that's all strong, independent women had, living off the land.
Love it.
In the forest in their tiny little home.
In their tiny home.
I'm going to find a cottage to retire in.
Thought you were looking for a haunted house.
It's going to be haunted.
There you go. A haunted tiny cottage in the forest.
Abandoned, just unloved. I'm going to learn so many new skills.
Oh, man. Well,
so if you see one for sale, hit me up.
Hit her up. You guys just got our email. But it is that time, guys, and it is Halloween. So I want to make sure to let everybody know to have a safe and wonderful Halloween. Remember that the veil is low. It's thin, and to practice all the things that you want to practice.
So if you feel a goosebump tonight, it's not fear. It's recognition. Your ancestors are closer than you think.
I like that. But tonight, guys, as you lay down for your slumber, be sure to look under that bed.
Lock your closet and mirrors. And also your door. If the trick-or-treaters are annoying you, turn off the light, let them know no more candy.
No more dulce.
And have fun.
It's a Espookys time.